Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Madison, and today is going to be the start of kind of a longer video, at least for me. Today I want to take you through doing some growing, hopefully, of some beautiful Amydrium medium silver. So let me show you what I have to work with here so far. Back in July, oh my God, back in January, I do that all the time. Don't judge me. Back in January on the 18th, I believe, I purchased 26 runner nodes of an Amydrium medium silver. And then I also purchased a couple other Amydriums that you've seen before, my little Amydrium medium and my Amydrium zip. When I first got those, I put them right in here. I cut up all of the individual nodes of the Amydrium medium silver, put them in this little glass propagation container that I scored thrifting. So always keep your eye out at thrift shops for cute stuff like this. I got lucky and it holds a little bit of water. And I just filled it with some sphagnum moss. I've kept it damp. I've kept it in my IKEA cabinet, and they've just been growing. So I have already potted up 5 because I didn't for some reason think to do this before that. So let me show you what I'm working with here. I keep them all on a little tray in this, what is this, 1 gallon Ziploc bag. So you can see it's got some water in it because there has been condensation building up in it. And as you can see here, 4 of them are potted up in soil mixture, and then this one, which I recently potted up here, is in some really nice sphagnum moss. So, and they all have 1 leaf already, and one of them already has a little fenestration for the very first leaf out of the node, which I just think is crazy. So it smells kind of funny. The notes that are in the soil mixture don't look the best. They look a little bit wrinkled. So I think I want to go ahead and change that substrate and put them into just some nice damp sphagnum moss. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that today. And for the ones that we have in this container, all the ones that have little growth spikes already, this one has a leaf it's trying to unfurl. I'm going to pop these out of there today, put them in their own little containers of damp sphagnum, and we're just going to keep an eye on them. I will do updates every week or two, however often I am seeing like exciting new growth. It might be more frequently than that or a little bit more sporadic. We'll see kind of what happens with these. And then for all of the nodes that are left in this container that are still just rooting or just have a little teeny tiny growth nubbin starting, I'm going to leave them in here, but I do want to switch out this sphagnum moss with some new fresh stuff. As you can see, this is older sphagnum moss that I've already like boiled and sanitized 2 or 3 times, so it's just not looking the best. And I just got this beautiful new sphagnum, so I want to go ahead and switch it out, give it a nice new bed dressing, if you will, and we'll see how these guys do. So hopefully at the end of this video, we'll have, I don't know, a good handful of some beautiful Amydrium medium silver, and we can kind of see how they're growing and how long that takes, because I don't know, I don't see it too much on Amydrium mediums or just Amydrium in general. So I want to try and put something out there just kind of as an experiment so we can all kind of learn together to see how it's doing and how the sphagnum moss works. It's my preferred medium to propagate in, so that is what I will be sticking with the most until we are getting more and more leaves, and then I'm more comfortable with moving into a soil mixture. So yeah, stick with me through this video and we will see how these babies grow. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see me very well, but you're going to be able to see what's important here. I want to go ahead and get this box switched out first. And just really because I want to set this little guy free. So as you can see here, we don't have like the craziest root system yet, but we do have a leaf that is trying desperately to unfurl. He just didn't have room in here. They're a little dirty, some of them, but that is okay. But I've got my little teeny tiny cups. I just wanted the smaller size because we don't really have much root happening here, as I said before, and this was the other cup size that I was going to use. So we're going to use the smaller one. I've got a little bit of sphagnum left in here. I might end up needing to dampen some more, but that's all right. And I do actually want to just put a little bit more water in there. Let's see here. I'm just going to start pulling out all of the ones that are gonna want their own little cup, and just very gently tugging on the roots or on the node to get the roots out of here because I don't want to rip any of the roots. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that I'm going to be putting into their own little teeny tiny plastic cups, and then the rest of these nodes we're just going to take a peek at, see what's going on. I'm still going to pull them out of this container though, because like I said, I do want to give it a fresh bed of sphagnum. So let's see. Let me just count and make sure I haven't lost any nodes. I don't remember tossing any. I don't think any have like full on died yet. So let me just count and see. Ah, yeah. Okay. So I've got 21 here. That makes sense because I have 5 other nodes that I actually have propagating in water. So I'll show you guys those later as well so you can see what those are doing. Nothing special going on there. I just wanted to have some backup, if you know what I mean. So let's see here. This guy has a nice root going on. We do have a growth point. This first one I pulled out has a little tiny growth point here. Hopefully you can see. I can't see what you're seeing, so hopefully that's clear for you, but I have a little growth point and a little root. So that's awesome. I'm going to start pulling out the old sphagnum just to get it out of my way so I know I'm not missing anything. Okay, this is our last one. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. 100% success rate so far. Everything has at least the tiniest little bit of growth starting. So yeah, I've got no complaints. I'm just gonna go ahead and clear out this sphagnum. And I am gonna like be squirting some water in here to kind of clear this out a little bit more. And I did say that this is mostly watertight. It is not 100% watertight, so I'm gonna do this back over here so I'm not making too much of a mess. That is good enough for me. And I do always keep my old sphagnum. I've got like a big old tray of it that's like ready to be sanitized. So I'm going to add this to that, and maybe I'll do a video showing how I sanitize my moss. It's absolutely nothing special. It'll be a super short video, but if you guys are interested in that, I can always do that so that you can see how I sanitize my sphagnum so that I can reuse it over and over again. Let's go ahead and just put this beautiful sphagnum up in here. This is so pretty. All right, so I am going to place all of our little nodes with our roots in there. I'm going to do the ones with the larger roots first and just kind of tuck the roots under the sphagnum, leaving the node and the growth point exposed. So hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing there. I do want to add a little bit more sphagnum over here. The little root is buried just barely underneath the sphagnum, and the node and the growth point are visible still. This one's got 2 roots. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, again, burying that, and careful to leave that growth point exposed. Granted, if it's a little bit covered, it'll find its way out. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world by any means. Usually, I guess. So don't stress too much, you know, it's just plants. Just plants. Okay, beautiful. That is all set to go. Again, if this needs a water, I just kind of come through and I give it a little squirt. But those look beautiful in there. I'm loving the look of that nice fresh sphagnum. And again, this is just going to go right back in my IKEA cabinet with that nice light, nice humidity. I've got 4 little guys over here that are ready to be put in their own moss. But I only have a teeniest bit of moss left. So let's just do what we can with what we've got now. I can maybe do like 1 or 2. And then again, I'm just going to do in the same thing I always do with these. I'm just going to kind of gently wrap the sphagnum around the root very gently. We don't want to break the root, but luckily these don't seem to be terribly like stiff roots. They're pretty pliable, malleable. They're pretty flexible. And I'm not putting the sphagnum too densely packed in here either. As you can see, we still have plenty of air pockets in there. So yeah, hopefully that can still breathe nicely, and it's just kind of just tightly packed enough so that this stays propped up correctly. So I'm just, again, going to give it a little bit of water just to give it a little extra oomph. Alrighty, so we've got our 4 little guys newly potted up. They look adorable in there, and I think they're going to grow really well. I'm putting it out there in the universe. They're going to grow well. I want to switch out these other guys. I want to take them out of this soil, and I want to put them just in some moss. I just think it's going to be, I just think it's a safer bet. I don't know. I'm more comfortable with that. So that's what we're going to do. Cute. Yeah, I can't believe that it popped out a fenestrated leaf. First leaf out of the node. That's just crazy to me. Crazy. Go ahead and just put a little layer of sphagnum at the bottom of each of these cups. So interesting to note too, the little node cutting with the most roots is the one that popped out the leaf with the fenestration. So looks like that little bit extra root maturity, I suppose, kind of maybe has something to do with why it popped out a little bit more of a mature leaf. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Just speculating. Okay. It is kind of annoying that the nodes are a little bit too long, but that's okay. I'm just kind of shoving one end of the node in there. I'm going to cover it up just a smidge just so that it stays. And yeah, I think that'll do. It's a little wobbly in there, but that's okay. Ooh, we're a lot wobbly in there. I lied. Ooh, okay, so check this guy out. This I forgot that I tossed this node actually, not with the others, but this was in a prop box that I have kind of down in that corner back there. I don't know if you can see down there. And look at the little root system that it popped out down there. So it was in a big bed of sphagnum with a dome covering the entire thing. And yeah, looking absolutely beautiful. Alrighty, so I'm probably just going to put the 2 that don't fit on this little saucer just in their own little like regular sandwich size Ziploc bag and keep them just right next to it in the IKEA cabinet. I'm going to keep them all in the cabinet for safety. That way I can keep a really close eye on them. And yeah, I think that's going to be the best. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated in the next couple of weeks here, maybe even a little sooner, but see you in a second. So let's see. It looks a little dry. It's a little dry. So let's take this guy out and set him here. Let's grab our tray. I did add like 2 or 3 other little guys to this, so we'll check those out. And then let's grab, ooh, those need water. Let's grab these. Okay, we've got the essentials. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a peek in here. I can kind of tell already just by looking in here, it looks a little bit dry. So we're definitely gonna need to give these guys some water. We've got all of our little node cuttings in here. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, 5, 6 of them that have already started to get little nubbins. Ooh, 7, a lot of them. But I'm not seeing any roots on the bottom quite yet, which is fine. Like I said, it's only been a couple weeks since we put them in here. And I've noticed with the Amydrium that they seem to be a little bit slower to root. But once they start taking off, they just seem to really go. Yeah, we definitely have roots happening, like going down into the sphagnum. They just haven't reached. So yeah, it looks like pretty much everything is growing pretty okay in here. Like I said, there's no roots happening on the bottom quite yet, but that's all right. These seem to be kind of slower to go. To like root, I mean, and then once they start to grow, they really just kind of take off. But as you can see, we're definitely going to need to pull a couple of these out in like the next day or so, because he's getting stuck in here. Look at that. Ooh, poor guy. Okay. It's nice and humid in here. Very nice. Okay. Let me try and carefully pull these out. Oof, very damp in here. Oh. I might have let these guys get a little too damp in there. So, oh, I've got some that have gotten knocked over a little bit. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's take another kind of closer peek here. This guy has popped out beautifully. Let me see if I can get him in the sun. Look how cute! I am just obsessed with these little guys. This guy. It kind of looks like a Cebu blue at this point. But then it goes like, bam! That's not a Cebu blue. So yeah, these guys are all doing pretty darn well. Let me see. This guy hasn't unfurled quite yet either. Oh, we've got 6-toe down there. And we've got, where is she? Looney over there. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just trim the edges or the ends of the nodes here. Focus. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to trim the ends of the nodes here off a little bit just so that they fit a little bit more snug in the cup and they're not falling around in there. And yeah, just put them back in the bag. I'm going to let the bag air out for a while because, as you saw, there's a lot of condensation in there. What I have been doing for the bag too, just so you know, is just once a day or maybe every other day, I'll just pop the bag open and leave it unsealed for a few hours and then just come back and seal it back up. Easy peasy. And I've only had to water them, I think, once in the last couple of weeks. So it just kind of keeps itself watered because it will condensate in the bag and then drip down back onto the tray with the plants. So they just soak it right up. All right, let's take a look at these guys. Okay, so in this super cute little cup here, it is probably super gross on the inside. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Just right up here. It's a little scuzzy. But I have had these guys set in here for a long time. Since I got those, I've just had them in here. So the bottom node on this one has clearly been popping off. It's even pushing out a leaf here. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to chop up all 3 of the nodes here and put the 2 more bare nodes in the sphagnum moss that we've already got collected over there. And then this guy, I'm going to pot him up in his own little cup of sphagnum. And then I've got this guy, which also has 3 nodes on it. This one hasn't been doing so hot. It feels a little bit more flimsy, but I did notice the other day, where is it? Where is it? Right here, there is a little teeny tiny growth point there. So I've got hopes for it. All hope is not lost. And then there's a little node here, not much going on. And then this was the top cutting of the original runner node. So yeah, it's has like the teeniest little growth point started up there that it did not have before. So I kind of feel like it is doing something. Let me see if I can get the little sheath off of there. Haha, okay, yeah. So as we can see, there is growth happening on that very top node. So again, we're just gonna chop these up, put them in the sphagnum. In this little guy, which in order to have room, I think I am gonna have to take out these other two and put those again in their own little thing of sphagnum, just like this guy is gonna get. 5 nodes to put into this moss, and then 1 so far to put in sphagnum. I'm going to take these taller ones out of here and replace them with our bare nodes. Much better. Can close and not squish anything. All right, and I've got 5 little guys that I want to pot up into some sphagnum. There are our propagations. So we've got them in here, in the bag back there, and in the bag down here. So I'm going to pull those guys out and we will take a peek. All right, guys, we are back for, like I said, our however long update. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been, but I'll definitely have however many weeks or whatever up on the screen for ya. But I really want to take a look at our propagations here. So we've got 3 containers here. So we have a bag with a tray of 3 little plants in there, and then we've got this guy here. Sorry if you can hear my dog Sixto. He's rolling around next to me on the carpet, and they are doing really, really well. Hopefully that's focusing for you, but yeah, we're getting some really good growth. We've got, actually, I'm not seeing any roots down below here, but we've got 4 that are for sure going to be ready to be potted up pretty soon, and then 1 that's a little bit iffy here. It looks like it was like the little end of a growth point, so it looks like it's starting up, but I'm not 100% that it's going to stay. It looks like the last part of it kind of rotted, so we'll see. And then we've got this guy here with a bunch of babies. So let's go ahead and pull out this guy. I should have grabbed my little squeezy water bottle to kind of give these a little bit of love if they need it, but these ones actually look pretty darn good. Let's take a look. So we have this little baby here. I am so sorry if this is not in focus. Hopefully it is. I really can't see from here. Oh, this one looks beautiful. This one looks like it's maybe gotten a little bit bleached, but wow, is it pretty. You see that? How pretty is that? And then let's get into this guy. I have a feeling that a lot of the little plants in this container are going to be ready to just be out like in the world. Well, not out in the world, but out in the like humidity of my tent or of my cabinet. Not a tent, hello. So they look so good. Granted, I don't know how much more they've grown, but let me grab my watering bottle really quick because some of these are a little bit dry. I haven't watered any of these in like at least a week and a half because the humidity just collects. Hi. The humidity just collects on there and just like drips back down into it. So the mosses seem to stay pretty damp, but these couple of larger containers in here, these guys are a little bit on the dry side, and those cuttings look like they might be struggling a little bit more than the others, probably because they are a little bit more dry. I've got my squeezy water bottle. I'm just gonna squeeze some water right on in here. And really, I should be using fertilized water a little bit while watering now because we are getting more established and the plants would probably appreciate some more nutrients. You see that color? I hope that's coming off. Just how blue that is, because it is just gorgeous. This little guy, I'm not sure why or how, but he's been going crazy. There are roots poking out of the top of the pot here. You see those little white fuzzy roots? I wonder why he's going so crazy. Actually, do you know what it's looking like? This is really interesting. So, for most of my little tiny cups, for all the little clear cups, I had just poked 3 little holes in the bottom of them. But for some of them, what's a good example here? For some of them, I just used a lighter and made a larger hole at the bottom. And it seems like for all of the plants that I have, for all the little cuttings that I have in the pots with the larger holes, hopefully you can see there, it's got a larger hole on the bottom, and there are roots wrapped all around there as well. So it's seeming to me like the cuttings that are in the pots with the larger drainage holes are doing significantly better root-wise. So that's really interesting. I might have to go through later and like adjust all of my little clear pots and give them larger holes at the bottom, because that's so cool. I would not have thought that at all. I wouldn't think that that would have really any sort of effect on that. But that's so cool that it does. I don't think I'm going to do anything. It smells kind of funny. I don't think I'm going to do anything with any of these cuttings quite yet. I'm just going to leave them be. I do think, however, I'm going to take them out of their bags. I'm going to see how they do. I'm going to have to really be keeping a close eye on them to make sure that the sphagnum that they're planted in doesn't dry out too quickly, and that they're not getting shriveled up because they are getting less humidity, because they're probably sitting close to like 90 to 100% humidity while they're in their bags, and they're going to be sitting in more like 70, mid 70s while in the cabinet, which is still pretty darn good. I'm really pleased. I've been able to keep my humidity in the cabinet up significantly lately, and I've just been having my humidifier like pointed straight at my cabinet, so it's just going right on in there. And like I also have a little baby humidifier in there that you may have seen before, and that's been really helping keep the humidity up in there. And I think all of the plants have been digging it, because I've been seeing growth on pretty much every single plant in there. So I'm really excited. I might have to do a little growth update video again soon or something like that. Looney, hold on, I'm almost done. But yeah, I think I will continue this video for a little bit longer, another couple of weeks here, just till we see some more growth happening, maybe some secondary leaves coming, and yeah, we will check back in soon. Hey guys, so we are back. It is currently June 13th, and I thought it was time that we do our final check-in on all of these Amydrium Silvers, maybe do a little bit of moving around of some things. And I think that'll be it as far as updates for this video goes, but of course I'll be doing more updates for you guys in the future. So let's take a peek here. So we've got, I think, 7 little guys in this container that are all doing really well. I've only seen like really active new growth on one of them. Which one is it? This guy here. So hopefully you can see that there. There's a growth point happening right there. And then we've got another 7, right? Yeah, another 7 on this little tray here. And then we've got a bunch of nodes in this guy. So I want to say 4 of these are ready to be potted up. Ooh, yeah, definitely. We need to kind of look around in here, because I feel like I might have 1 or 2 that might be, you know, no longer with us. So we will get to that. But before we do anything with this, we need to do something with these guys here. That way, I've got some more containers. I mean, I have more, but I only grabbed larger ones from upstairs, so that's what we're going to work with right now. And I thought it would be kind of fun to pot some of these with good root systems up together. I think still in sphagnum is what I want to do. And then I've just got a couple of small pots here. Actually, oh, yeah, this is 2 pots. Hello. So I have 3 pots here, just in case we need an extra couple. And yeah, let's just take a peek at some of these roots here. So if we look at this guy, hopefully you can see that all right. But we have some really good roots happening. So let me just gently pull that out of there. I'm going to kind of free up the roots a little bit. right, look at all those roots on there. That's pretty darn good. I'm really just looking to see if I can find or see any roots along the outside of these little tiny pots, and if I can, then those will be the ones that I go for first to get potted up in a slightly bigger size. So we've got 3 or 4 nice long roots right here, and that beautiful leaf. Gorgeous. Very nice. Beautiful. That's definitely the most established root system we've seen yet. And that is, of course, on the one that has the secondary leaf starting to grow there. So no surprise. And I've already told my boyfriend that I'm going to need probably a couple of little baby trellises for these guys, because I'm going to want them to have support, you know, as soon as possible. Because I feel like that's really how these guys grow best, is with some good support. We're going to pot all of these guys up together, and I am just going to keep them in sphagnum moss. So I'm just lightly packing some of that sphagnum down in there. I'm trying to like very delicately pack the sphagnum in around each of the nodes without damaging the nodes or the roots. And it's proving to be tricky. I also want them to have like some decent separation in there. And this water does already have a little bit of nutrients in it, just because these guys are already, or have already been getting nutrients for a few weeks now. They've been, you know, having good enough root systems that it's not going to hurt them in any way. Okay. That is adorable. Look at that. Okay, and I'm just going to keep a really close eye on these and just make sure that none of them are having any adverse effects from being potted up together. I don't see them having any real issues. I haven't had issues potting any up so far. So, yeah, I think we'll be fine, but always good to be cautious. So I'm just going to let this sit in here and drain. So now we have our 6 left on here. Beautiful. So this guy's got some nice roots happening, and you can see a little leaf is going to unfurl here shortly. Well, maybe you can see, I'm not sure. This guy just has a little teeny tiny root, but we're still going to give him a home. You see that there? It's just a little tiny, but it's got a good growth point happening, so we are going to let this guy have a bigger home. If we take a look at what's going on in here, so this I think is just trash. Can you see that? It was the little like end of the node where the little growth point was, or wasn't in this case, and it feels really, really squishy on the middle, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it. This node doesn't look good, but it is, I hope this is showing up for you, but it does have a root. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Okay. What do I smell like? Hi. So far as nodes left in there, we've got one little tiny piece that I didn't think was going to make it anyway, but that is dead. And then let me just pull everything out here and see if anything else is dead. No. All right, so everything else that is in here is still alive, so that is good, but there's not too much growth happening on any of them. Looks like the most we have is going to be on these 2 little nodes here. They each have a little root and just the teeniest little growth point started. So, you know, not terrible, but not great. Oh, just kidding. We have 3 with little roots. So I'm just going to kind of bury those in there a little bit. And then everything else just has like, Mooney, hold on, just has like the little teeniest growth point on it. So I'm just going to kind of nuzzle them back in here. This guy might die. He feels really soft. We'll see. And like I said, I will definitely be keeping you guys updated in future videos as far as how the rest of these guys are going and growing. But yeah, I mean, I've got high hopes for all of them. I think we're going to do just fine. Keep that in there. I'm going to give this just a little spray down. We've got all 4 of these little babies potted up just in time for Luna to start whining to go outside. Hey guys, welcome to the end of this long video, long for me at least, hopefully it's not too long for you, but all about this Amydrium Silver node growth. So to do a quick recap on, let me look at my notes here, on January 18th of this year, I purchased 26 nodes, right? Yeah, I purchased 26 nodes for $22, which in my book is a pretty good deal. So over 5 months, it is now June 13th, we have, of the 26 nodes, 25 of them are showing active growth. And then that last one, that last holdout, is not dead yet. It's not dead yet at all. It is just not showing me anything yet, but it's still kicking. It's still alive. It will probably put something out. I'm just throwing that out in the universe. It will throw something out. I will have 100% success. I am sure of it. At least I'm hoping so. But yeah, I'm so pleased with how this has gone. You know, like I've shown you this entire process, I haven't really done anything special. I have not brought out heating pads or anything like that. I have just had them in my cabinet, which granted is maybe a couple degrees warmer than my house normally is, which my house is usually at like 69 to like 71 degrees. Sometimes if I, forget to turn on the AC right now, it gets up to like 78 degrees, which is not the best, but yeah, it's usually around like that 70-degree mark in the house. And yeah, they've done really, really well. I think just having that added humidity of, starting out in something like my little container here, the little glass propagation container that, again, I just found this at a thrift store, just, got lucky that it happened to be watertight. And if it wasn't watertight, you could definitely put some sealant in there. So if you do find something that you really love and you want to try using it to propagate, still do it. You know what I mean? You can always make little modifications if you need to. But yeah, I'm so pleased. Yeah, I think just having that extra humidity really is what these needed, and I'm sure if I had had them under a heating pad, it wouldn't have taken 5 months to see, these kinds of results. So this is the little pot of 8 node cuttings that we just put in here, and I just can't get over how cute that looks. So I'm gonna keep these still in my cabinet. I think that's where I'm gonna keep all of these for the foreseeable future. And yeah, they seem to be pretty slow growing for me, at least so far. So I think we've got plenty of time for them to be in the cabinet before they outgrow it or anything like that. So yeah, I will of course keep you guys updated in any, future videos or whatever, when I feel it's, something exciting has happened or something. Like maybe once I've moved, all of the nodes out of here finally, I'll give you an update on how everything is doing, because that will feel really, really good. And then I'll have to find something else to try to propagate in there. So that'll be really exciting as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for, going along on this little Amydrium Silver journey with me. It's been really, really fun. It's been really satisfying to grow. And like, these leaves are just incredible. Like, I really hope that you can see just how beautiful the veination is on here. It's so striking. So I'm excited to have just a little army of these. And I've been really wanting to do a giveaway with you guys. So especially now that I have hit 1,000 subscribers, like, thank you guys all so much for subscribing to my channel. You have no idea what it means to me. This is so much fun for me to do. Like, you guys have no idea. And Looney, relax, I'm almost done. And yeah, just thank you so much for joining me and for commenting and liking and subscribing and all the things. It means the world to me. So I'd love to try and give something back to you guys. So it would probably have to just be a US only giveaway, unfortunately, for now, because I'm just not sure how shipping plants to other countries works and all that. So just to kind of keep this first one simple, it would probably just have to be US only. But yeah, I am not sure exactly how I want that to work out. So look for information in the next video after this one, and I will by then have a little plan figured out for how I want this giveaway to work. Keep your ears peeled for the next video that comes out, and I will have some giveaway information in there for some little Amydrium, for some little Amydrium Silver babies. Because I'd love to share these with you guys. They're so pretty. All right, I will end that there. Thank you so much, you guys. I will see you guys later.